Jeff Cork, I want to talk to you a little bit.
I want to talk to you.
But you have played through Uncharted 1 through 3.
I have to say, going into it thoroughly ambivalent about the Uncharted series, because I played the first game probably about halfway through when it first came out, and it was like, this game's pretty, but the shooting is ass. Played the second one for a little while, and I was like, boy, the shooting is still ass.
Chloe is ass.
And then eventually, like, 3 came around, and I think I played the opening sequence. It was like, this jumping is not great. And it's been a series that everyone loves.
Jumping?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the jumping.
You jump a lot in that game.
You jump an awful lot. Yeah, but it's one of those games that it was like a blind spot where I'm like, I should just play this finally. Because no one will shut up about Uncharted 4 and how amazing it is. Like, Reiner got back from the cover trip. He was like, oh my God, 50 different animations for reloading. And I mimed something obscene and rolled my eyes.
You can imagine.
It was a thumbs down.
Yeah, big.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, that's a lot. But anyway, I was like, the remastered version was in the vault, and I'm like, I'll just borrow that and play it. So I went through and played through all of them, and I have to say that I like that series a lot. Even though, like, going back, the first game, the shooting is terrible. It is simply awful.
Are you bumping these all down to easy and just blasting through?
No, I just play it on normal.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It gets incredibly frustrating, too, because, like, everyone knows where you are at all times, and they just shrug off headshots. And they're the guys with the armor who it's inconsistent whether or not you can take them down with like 8 shotgun blasts or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a really fun series. Like I feel it's like someone saying, hey, you know what? I think like chocolate is a pretty good substance. Have you guys tried this stuff? It's not
the jumping
bad.
sucked.
Yeah. The jumping in the chocolate is not great. But I like it a lot. And it has a lot of problems. Like as a series as a whole. Like it's clear that I still have not played very far into the 4th one. I started that one this morning. But they have no idea how to finish a game. Like, it's completely, like, off the rails, cuckoo bad like, just a giant monster that's not fun to fight, and we'll make a whole bunch of them, and there's, like... But like
this is on a whiteboard somewhere.
Not fun to fight. Underline that a whole bunch of times. Okay, I think we got it.
Programmers.
Okay, let's just bullet sponges, and we'll make them do a lot of damage and make them super weird and mobile.
Let's make them like twice as tall too.
That would be great.
You called them you called Naughty Dog the Stephen King of game developers.
Yeah, where
being
it's
able
like
to finish
they tell a good story, and then just the ending is like the end. Cell phones. But yeah, it's great. Playing through the second one, especially, and then the third one is just like, it's stunning the ridiculous stuff that happens and how incredibly like detailed things are that shouldn't be.
Even
like,
on last gen, yeah.
Yeah, like the third one is just gorgeous. And I was like, while I was playing it, I was keeping in mind like the fourth one is supposed to look even better. I haven't seen a whole lot of it. And then I started the fourth one today. It was just like, it's astonishing.
People, I think, especially with Uncharted 4 coming up, people obviously praise 2 a fair amount. There's been a growing trend of looking back on it and saying, 3, what a whiff.
I don't get that at all.
Okay.
Because I've just played through them in rapid succession. Within the past couple of weeks, I played through all of them. The third one, I can see why. I can't see it, actually. I'm gonna backtrack. I don't see why people would say that.
I agree. I remember being impressed.
It's great.
I think it was the disparity between 1 and 2. Right. Like that gap was much wider. Mm-hmm. So then when the gap between 2 and 3 is a lot smaller. And I think that's why I was a little underwhelmed by 3. Because I was so impressed by 2.
That's not 3's fault that 2 was great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that the first one was so poor in a lot of ways, too. Like the remastered collection, if you are at all interested in Uncharted, whether or not you've played it before, I highly recommend that. It's a great collection. It's got some pretty cool stuff in it, too, with like, as you're playing through, it keeps track of a lot of your stats. Like, hey, here's a leaderboard that's constantly updating with how many headshots you've gotten and that kind of stuff. And then you realize like it does like reinforce the thing that I've always had, which is clearly not an original thought, but like this wise-cracking psychopath that Nathan Drake is.
Wait, slow down. What do you mean?
Just like at the end of it, I have killed, the course of the 3 games, I added it up, I killed more people than some of the bigger terrorist attacks. Right. He was yucking it up the entire time though, like, ooh, that's gonna hurt. And he's like, Jesus Christ. I mean, he's a very charming character in the cutscenes and some of that stuff, but then like in game, you're just kind of like, just maybe dial back that enthusiasm. Well, where are all these guys coming from too? But whatever, it's a very fun series.
But it's a good collection.
It's a great collection, and I'm super excited to get into 4.
Good.
I'm not expecting to like Uncharted as much as it, because like I said before, going into it completely ambivalent.
Hey, Uncharted, check it out, y'all.